Okay, hello everybody. This is Crafting with Miss D, all things crafty for beginners. Today I didn't get any response as far as who wanted to learn what, whether you wanted to learn Silhouette or Canva first. So I made an executive decision and we're going to go with Silhouette Studio. Now, Silhouette Studio is the software that was created to go with the Silhouette machines. The most current of them are the Silhouette Cameo 5. They have a Silhouette 4 Plus, 4 Pro, and Silhouette 3 and 2. And then they have some other older models that are called Portrait, and I think another name I can't remember specifically. However, we are going to go over just the basics of this Silhouette Studio. So what I have is business edition, but the things that I'm going to go over are available in the free, or the basic edition, I should say. The things that I'm going to go over will be available in the free version, and in a later video I will go over the difference between the basic version of Silhouette Studio and which is free, and the business edition. Okay, so let's start. So first, this blue highlighted tool here tells you what tool you're going to be working with. So as you can see, you see that pointer. Let's see. So you see the pointer, that is what's highlighted. This is the lasso tool that's highlighted. This is the edit points tool. So you see how to know what tool you're working with. Okay. So that was, I guess, really the best explanation of the pointer tool. Okay. So let's go, since we're already over here, this is the line tool, so it will show you what type of line you're going to make. So let's just, for instance, click on the first one. When you see those crosshairs, let me come over here to the white, maybe that'll make it a little easier for you to see. Okay, so you see that crosshair, that'll show you where whatever you're doing is going to start happening. Okay, make sure the line color by default is red, because the main thing with Silhouette is that this is you're going to use it with a machine that you're going to be cutting you're going to be cutting material with. Okay, so let's make a line right here, and the red line, well, any color line, we'll get to that later. Okay, now at this point I am only holding my cursor down as I'm moving this line. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, as I'm moving this line around, so you're like, hey, my line, but I just wanted to go from one side to the other, and I want it to be a straight line, okay? Because right now, that's it, okay? So now I'm going to show you how to make that line straight, how to keep that line straight no matter where you, no matter where you go with it. Okay, so what we're going to do before we start to move our mouse, we're going to left click, and you're going to hold the control button down. Okay, so now we're left click, we have left click. Okay, hold on, I did something wrong there. Go back because I let something go. Now we're going to left click, hold the control key down, and now we're going to move. Okay, and you see, now I can do the same things. I can do this, but as long as I hold this down, this line will go straight. Okay, now when I'm done, what I want to do is let go of the control key first. Okay, now I still have my finger on the left click button. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. I'm going to press the control button again. Okay, so you see, now it will move. I'll show you what's going to happen if I if I keep the control button pressed and let go of the left click button. Okay, see, now I'm going to press the left click button again. Okay, and go back, start over. I'm going to do the same thing. And you see, it will make this line straight. Now we're going to let go of the control button first. Okay. And when you let go, then it keeps your line straight. Okay. Now we're going to get rid of these things. So our regular pointer. So we're just going to click anywhere in the middle of the page. Scroll down or left click because we're using a mouse. Highlight all of these things, and then you're going to press delete on your keyboard. Okay, now the next thing we're going to is the shapes tool. It's going to allow us to draw a shape, like to draw a specific shape. So a square or rectangle with squared edges, one with rounded edges, a circle, or this is called an ellipse, or a polygon. The most common shape used is going to be circles, rectangles, and rounded rectangles. So we're going to start at the beginning with this regular rectangle. Okay, we're going to go here. Now with this tool, all you have to do is just left click and move your mouse. So I already have my left click done, and I'm going to just start to move my mouse. Okay, so this, you see, as I'm moving my mouse, this is determining what size my rectangle or my square is going to be. And so in the same manner that you can keep your line straight, if I press the, even while I'm doing this, if I press the control button as I'm starting to move, so you see how this is irregular now. When I press control, it's going to, as I move my mouse, it's going to keep the proportions even. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, if I press control and shift at the same time, it does that. So you see, as you see, I'm moving my mouse, but the proportions of my shape are staying the same. So even though I'm twirling my mouse in a circle, the size of my shape is not changing. Okay. If I let go of the shift key first, it changes. I'm going to press it back again, and you see it goes back. So I'm going to go back, and if I want this to stay proportionate, what I'm going to do is let go of the control button first. Okay. And then let go of the other buttons, and my shape stays the same. Okay. Now, the next most common tool that you're going to use is the text tool. So this letter A, you're going to select it. You're going to come over, let's say inside of this box, we're going to click, and we want to type the letter D. Okay. Just going to make it simple just so we know how to use these. So the letter D is selected. Now we can move it around and our box is not affected. Okay. Now let's center our box inside of, center our letter inside of this box. So we're going to select both of these like that. And then we are going to go to the top toolbar, select the tool that has the 3 rectangles that are different shapes. Come down, and the one that looks like a circle within the cross that says center, if you click that, it will automatically center. So let's see, we get them both in frame. And you see how that letter D moved and now it centered them. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to learn how to do is change the colors, because there are going to be times when, if you're working with a cutting machine, that you are going to want things to be, or need things to be, different colors, because you're going to need to cut them maybe at different times or in different materials. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to make this box, I'm going to make these things pretty bright so that you can see them. I'm going to select my box, and over here, all the way in the corner, I'm going to change the line color to blue. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I'm also going to fill it in so that you can see the color. So right next to that, so that bigger area all the way to the left is when you're going to fill in a space. Okay, so you see it filled in the line, or filled in my square, and now we're going to make our letter the color red because our line is already red. Okay, now another thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to do, let's move this D over here. Okay, now you see how these points are pretty much right against the square here, but if we click over here, they are not. So this is called a bounding box, where you see these points. And if you want these to be closer to your letter to get a better idea of the size of this letter, so at the moment you see that it says that it is 1.117 inches tall and 0.722, which is about just under a quarter of an inch wide. But that's actually not the true size of that. So what we're going to do is going to click off to the side so you can see how we're doing this. So we're going to select this letter D. Okay, and then we are going to ungroup it. Okay, so at the top, you're going to go to the toolbar up here, the menu bar, and select object. And we're going to come down and we're going to do ungroup. Okay, now I want to see you to see what magic just happened. You see, now you have a true size of this letter. Okay, and we're going to make it a little bit bigger by allowing our pointer to hover over one of the corners until you see the little, like the line with arrows pointing at opposite directions. You're going to left click, and then you're going to be able to drag it and make it bigger. Okay, or you can make it smaller. Okay, but for this demonstration, there we go. We are going to make it bigger. Okay, now I still have my left click button depressed. And so as long as I have it depressed, whenever I move my mouse, my letter is affected. Okay, so I have to let it go and then come back and select it again. Now we're going to click it and we're going to move it back to the center. We're going to click off of it. We're going to select them both again. We're going to go back up to our menu. And now there's two ways you can do this. If you want to, you're a one-stop shop kind of person, click this and it's going to center it. Now, this will allow you to align it in different ways. So you can align them. So I'll show you. You can align to the left, and it's going to move. It's going to line your letter up and your square to where both items are lined up to the left. Some of these tools are no different than tools you have used using Microsoft Word or any of those other types of Office products. Okay, you can align it to the bottom, you can align it to the right, and you can align it to the top. Now you can also, since both of these, the letter and that blue square, are selected, if I select align this one in the center, now it's going to center it because it was already aligned to the top. But now I also want to align it in the middle, and it will put it back in the center. So that is the one, that is the exact same thing if I had let's see, if let me move it back. So if I put it back at the right, okay, now because it's already at the right, keep in mind it's also already in the middle, if you understand, because we already, that was the last movement that we made, it was in the middle, so it automatically just aligned it to the right. Now if I put it back at the top, now it's at the top. But now let's just say I just really wanted it to be in the center. This one that looks like a target, kind of like a sight on a gun. I probably shouldn't have said that, but when you're looking through a sight on a gun, it lets you know where your target is and where you're going to hit, and where we want is to hit in the center for the purpose of this. So click that, it's going to go right back to the center. Okay, and I think we have gone over pretty much the main things. We'll go over some hotkeys later, but we have pretty much gone over the main things that are beginner level, beginner friendly, that get you familiar with using this software. I'm sorry, I thought I was back center. The main things that are gonna get you familiar with using this software for now. And if you have any questions, put them down below and I will answer them. I will also be saving this video on the page. I think I will put it also in the guides. And just let me know if you have any questions. I intended for this to be a live, however, I had an issue with medication again. So regardless, I am going to stick to the schedule, and I know it was supposed to be a live, but I am still going to post this as today's lesson, and we're going to move forward. So not just your questions do I want to see below, but tell me whether you want to learn Canva or Silhouette Studio. You know, kind of tell me what it is that you want to learn to do so we can try to focus on getting you there sooner than later. Okay, because maybe you don't want to learn how to design. Maybe you already have designs and you need to figure out how to get them from your computer onto a substrate, which is the item your design is going to be on, whether that's a tumbler, whether that's a shirt, whether it's a tote bag or whatever. You need to know how to get it from point A to point B, basically. Leave those things in the comments below, and share, and so we can kind of, I want to teach you how to use the tools you need to accomplish your goal. So if you don't need to learn how to use Silhouette Studio, if you don't need to learn how to use Canva, and you're comfortable with buying your designs from somebody else or having someone else create your designs for you, which is perfectly fine also, then put that in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with somebody that you think may be interested, invite somebody to this group as well. And I hope everybody has a amazing night. I'm sorry this was so late. I will do better tomorrow. And everybody have a great night. Thank you.